Hello everyone, I'm Will and this is Norton Film and Review. So it's Saturday, it's 3 PM and that means only one thing, it's time for my mini review of The Mandalorian Episode 6 on Disney Plus UK. So I've just finished watching Episode 6 of The Mandalorian, now live on Disney Plus UK for you to stream in your own homes. I absolutely enjoyed it and actually thoroughly enjoying the series throughout. At first I was very dubious of the whole thing as it's very family-esque in the sense of Disney are being very careful about what they're putting on their channel because they're very aware of families watching different things and they don't want to be too scary, they don't want to be too violent. It's something that's a good thing and a bad thing at points. Personally, I've said it before, I wish this series was a bit darker, especially considering the character that it's tackling. But never mind, nevertheless, this series is well worth a watch. So let's crack on with episode 6. So the director for this episode was Filoni. Now apologies if I've said that director's name wrong, but you may know him from a film in particular called Dope. It was a film that he wrote and directed about a load of geeks in a tough neighbourhood trying to survive. It is well worth a watch, good fun, great film, and he did a great job at directing this episode. This episode, I know I've said it before, each episode is very much its own movie, and this one was no exception to that. It was a great episode to watch, and it was just good fun, all about the Mandalorian joining a team for the first time, trying to break a prisoner out of a prison, funny enough, to get some money, and obviously that is a job that he's doing. That's the episode's story, and I think it was just good fun. And it introduced us to a lot of fun characters that I'm hoping that we're going to see again later on in the series. I say later on, this was episode 6, but we've only got 2 left. Yep, 7 and 8 will be the last episodes in this series. For those of you in America, you've already seen this and know exactly what's happened. I'm sure I could find it online, but no, I'm taking it week by week because I've got plenty of time to fill, funny enough. I'm enjoying it, but I'm really interested to see what's going to happen considering we've only got 2 episodes left. But going back to the director, he did a great job. It was shot very well, it was a great fun story, and I just think he did a great job throughout. Let's crack on with that cast, shall we? So as I say, I'm not going to go too much into detail with all of the characters because we gained a lot of them in this episode, and especially a star-studded cast in a sense. So number 1 was Bill Burr, who played Mayfield. Bill Burr is a comedian, he's a very funny man and does a great job and fitted really well with this cast. So Bill Burr was in it as the character Mayfield and he was the leader of that group. We also had Natalya Tenor. I think that's how you say her last name. You'll recognise her from Game of Thrones and the Harry Potter saga. She's in those as main characters, and as soon as you see her face off screen from this episode, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. She was great as well. I can't fault really any of these characters. They were just great all round, and just a good fun team to work with by the looks of things. So there you go. Natalya Tenor was in this episode, and she plays Xena, and she's the one with the bits and pieces on her head. I don't know what you want to call that. Bits and pieces. Anyway, next character, shall we? One that I didn't notice actually until I looked through the credit is Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni played Trapper Wolf. Now, tell me if you've seen this character, but you might recognise the name. I've mentioned him before in my mini reviews because he directed episode 1 and he also directed and wrote episode 5. He's been a big part of the Star Wars world, especially on the animation side for a long time, being part of Clones, Rebels, and now this. He is just great. I'm really interested to see him in an acting role as well as writing and directing. Not directing this episode, but just being involved a bit. Just interesting. Dave Filoni was in it as well. Another one that I was absolutely fascinated to see was a character played by Clancy Brown. You might not know that name, but if you were to have a Google of him, you'll definitely know these films. Starship Troopers, Shawshank Redemption, and one of my favourite films and characters he's played and has done for a long time. He is the voice of Mr Krabs in SpongeBob SquarePants. He's a great actor and a great voice actor all round, and he was in this episode too, and did a fantastic job. Now onto my favourite person in this episode, and was shocked to see him in there, but also very, very pleased because he is a very funny man and a very good actor and just intelligent all the way round, is Richard Ayoade. Yes, the guy from the It Crowd who plays Moss, who's not just known for that, he's known for his 48-hour travel man program that's on Channel 4, and just so much. He's just hilarious. I love him to bits. He's a great actor and writer, and yeah, he played the droid in this episode, and I just thought he was a great character. I'm looking forward to seeing if we're going to see him again. I doubt it. It's really hard to say, but I really enjoyed him. So there you go. If you didn't know, the droid in this, the character was called Zero, was played by Richard Ayoade. I'm not going to go into too much more detail, but really pleased that we gained a droid character, played, as I say, by Richard Ayoade. Fantastic job he did. Great cast all round, great directing, a really fun episode. As I say, it's again another episode that could have been watched on its own as a standalone mini movie. The episode ran just under 40 minutes and was just really good fun. So if you haven't seen it, I hope you enjoy it. And if you have seen it, let me know what you think. Drop a comment below. Any questions, I'm here to answer them. I'm more than happy to do so. So drop me a comment. And don't forget, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm Norton Film Review. I'll see you next Saturday at 3 o'clock for another mini review of episode 7. But until then, have a great weekend. Cheers, bye!